one was to gauge the power of the media, all one needs to do is look at our everyday lives. We use hundreds of products on a daily basis. We routinely change our shoes, clothes, toothbrushes. But have we chosen them or have they chosen us? Well, that's the million-dollar question. Let's assess. Well, we feel empowered in believing that we have exercised our choice, but it's quite the contrary. While driving, we come across many billboards and advertising hoardings, which we oftentimes don't even notice. TV ads we think we have ignored, but deep down in some tiny parts of our brains, all of this bombardment of advertisement is somehow occupying our thoughts and subconscious behavior. Advertising companies very smartly, subtly present you with products, all the while influencing your subconscious needs. Yet they smartly fool us into believing that this is entirely our own decision. Type the name Chase Brandon on Google and what you get, or shall we say what you got, up until 2006 was actor, director, one of Hollywood's best.
How do we deal with homegrown violent jihadists?
They've also assisted Alias.
You work for the very enemy you thought you were fighting.
Captain Jack Ryan, CIA.
But all of this changed post-2006. The world saw his reality, his real face. Chase Brandon, CIA Director of Media Operations. Surprised? Well, don't be. Media has always been a key element of modern-day hybrid warfare. It is so powerful that it can bring an enemy state on its knees. You want to conquer a state? Target its democratic institutions, its judiciary, its media, and then comes the final blow. Pit them against their own armed forces, and bam, mission accomplished. Enemy knocked out. A classic example of this is Pakistan. Till a few years back, type Pakistan in any search engine, and all you'd see is terrorism, bloodshed, bombs, violence, in short, pure and utter negativity. Pakistan was a victim of the CIA's war strategy, mainly Operations Earnest Voice and then Operation Mockingbird. Operation Earnest Voice was CIA's social media clandestine operation, which had been designed to invade foreign countries for promoting, or shall we say propagating, US policies by invading and controlling mindsets by using the SM bomb, aka the social media bomb.
An explosion at a children's park in the heart of Lahore.
As they are again tonight, a school in Pakistan was attacked today by the Taliban, a suicide squad, and when it was over, upwards of 145 people were dead, virtually all of them children.
Designs of Operation Earnest Voice are quite visible retrospectively. Do you remember? Just a decade back, local and Western press, both print and electronic, were full of stories of bombs going off in Pakistan, Muslims killing each other, terrorists being just a few miles from capturing Islamabad, state of utter disarray, public disenfranchisement, hopelessness in the air. In short, painting Pakistan as a failed state. This was all part of CIA's espionage designs. Now let me tell you what Operation Mockingbird was, especially in the context of Pakistan. Under this operation, the CIA's mouthpieces and opinion makers are planted in large media houses under the garb of journalism. These people shape the minds of people and ultimately change the public's view in line with CIA's prescribed agenda. Sound familiar? I'm sure it does. It's as the great Chinese proverb goes, the greatest conqueror is he who overcomes the enemy without a blow. Always remember, a conquered mind has a far more reaching impact than guns, nukes, tanks combined. Take the example of India, which spends billions yearly making propaganda movies, web series against Pakistan. Bollywood churns out such products every few months with the sole agenda of showcasing Pakistan in a negative light. Not to forget the daily propagation of Indian media almost drilling in Pakistani minds as to how the Pakistani foreign policy has miserably failed.
भारत और यूएई के रिश्तों में अब पाकिस्तान की कोई जगह नहीं बची, कोई अहमियत नहीं बची, और यही वजह है कि इस दोस्ती से पाकिस्तान को काफी तकलीफ हो रही है।
How can one ignore the startling revelations made by the EU Disinfo Lab, which perhaps is the biggest expose of the nefarious Indian designs led by its agencies through a strategic network of websites with the sole purpose of defaming Pakistan, capitalizing on its internal and external issues? Well, you would question, well, why the hell would India do this? The answer, folks, is rather simple. It's like killing two birds with one stone. For one, it distorts the image of Pakistan internationally, and two, changing the mindsets of the Pakistani public, meaning they win a war without firing a single bullet. Not a bad deal, huh? In modern-day espionage, media operations play a rather decisive role. Winning or losing a war is no longer decided on the battlefield. This is a war of international perceptions. Winning or losing depends on the way you are perceived by the global community. Take the example of the United States' invasion of Iraq and Afghanistan. The budget spent by the US in invading Iraq and Afghanistan perhaps pales in comparison to its spending on shaping the world's narratives, thereby achieving its target of attacking Iraq and Afghanistan.